Hello, everybody, and welcome to Political Analytical on Facebook. We do have a YouTube channel, so please look for us on YouTube. We also have it in the description of our website on Facebook to be able to get on to our YouTube channel where you'll get more insight and news. But first, I want to get into a little bit about who we are, and what we're going to be doing. My name's Eddie Hill, and I'm going to be your host on this show. You're also going to have other hosts such as Dylan Holiday, which you may have seen in some of our other shows that we've had. And we want to get on here because this is a presidential election year and talk to everybody about what is going on in the political world of the presidency and the race and politics pretty much from all over, and kind of get into the nuts and bolts of everything. But what's going to make this channel a little bit different is that you guys, you right out there, are going to be with us on the show, and we're going to be bringing you onto the show and getting your opinions, whether it's for Trump, against Trump, who's your candidate, who's your favorite person, and we want to hear your opinion and why. So let's get into a little bit of the politics of it. And I think we'll all have a great time. And we'll be posting some of your comments and stuff on here as well. We have somebody that just joined up. And let me put on my glasses so I can see what's going on close by. We have Randy J. Cole. Randy, I'm going to bring you up into the show, buddy. So we got you on the show, Randy.
All right, very good, very good.
So basically what I'm doing is I'm going live right now on Facebook, and we're telling everybody a little bit about what's going on with the show and what they can expect from the show. Talking about opinions and bringing people that are in the audience onto the show and talking to them as well. Let me get your opinion on one thing now that I've got you on here. What do you think about this so-called war in Iraq?
Well, it's far from that point. I don't honestly think it's going to be the beginning of World War III. I really don't. We've been down this road before, but so far Trump is the only one to take that kind of a stance, I have to admit. But back that decision 100% from me. But I do not believe it's going to end up as World War III.
Yeah, I don't really think it is either. I think a lot of this is just kind of warmongering where people are kind of getting a little bit paranoid over something that I don't think they really need to be paranoid over at this point in time.
Right.
Do you think President Trump was correct in launching that strike against that terrorist?
I sure do. Yes, that's my opinion, but yes.
I do too. And tell me why. Tell me why that what it is that you think is great about him doing that.
Well, in the past, other administrations have simply sent over pallets of money, which didn't really deter him very much. Now, did it? The general was actively involved in disrupting, everything he could about the United States. Why did he land in Baghdad at that time? Get into a limo, a SUV or whatever it was. Can't tell at this point. And,
right.
Where was he going? He already orchestrated the attack on the embassy. They know that. At least that's what they're saying, and I have no reason not to believe them at this point. So what else was he up to? Trump's standard operation procedure is to do something massive and then present his case later, which, usually turns out to be a good reason for something. And I'm sure they had intelligence that showed that the general was up to no good. So why not put an end to it? Why not?
I agree. I mean, this guy had so much blood on his hands from from Americans and everybody else, and not only Americans, but from the Iraqi people themselves.
Right.
And he has been, basically terrorizing everybody from the very beginning, not only his people, but our people. He's got countless American lives on his hands that he's orchestrated attacks on and killed Americans while they're out there. I think it was time for him to go. And, and if he wanted to go meet all his so-called virgins after, fighting for Allah, then, more power to him as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Get it while you can. That's what you're saying. I got it.
So yep. It's just one of those things. But I am glad that he he struck. He did, especially with them attacking the U.S. embassy and all that over there. I mean, that was just. I mean, they were the ones that actually created this whole thing, and I don't think it was anybody else.
Yes, I agree. I mean, the bottom line is, if you look back to past administrations, I'm not talking about Obama, but all the way back to George Jr. Honestly, that war we never should have been in, and I agree with that. That's my stance. Is that never should have happened to begin with. The second one, all right. I understand getting them out of Kuwait, but honestly, supposedly it was basically based on what happened on 9/11. Don't believe the Saudis had anything. Not the Saudis. I don't believe that the Iraqi people or their leaders had anything to do with that. I think that was all Saudi, but that was just kind of the deep state playing their games, in my opinion.
Right. And I have to agree with you on that as well, too. So, but as far as this goes, I think it was absolutely the right choice. And I think he did what he needed to do. And I'm glad that he did. And I'm glad he's not sitting around waiting for the Democrats to approve all this. And now you've got Nancy Pelosi, who's running around trying to basically block him from being able to take any other acts of aggression toward the toward them. I mean, he is they're basically trying to stop him in his tracks from moving forward with this.
Exactly. Yep. She sure is. And little Schumer is doing the same thing. I mean, it's disgusting, and I'm pretty sure it's not constitutional. What Trump did was constitutional. He had a right to do it, and he did it. And it's ridiculous, the walls that are being built by the Democrats around Trump. He can't get his, agenda across at all. And they're just making it worse as they go. They have their agenda, and they're going to follow through with it, and that is hate Trump, make everybody think.
And they're going to keep going with this. I mean, no matter what Trump does, seriously, I mean, he could give them a gold-plated commode to shit in, and they'd complain. So it's just one of those things. He can't do anything right in their book. So I think it's something that's going to be going through, and it's going to follow him throughout his whole career in his presidency. So I think it's one of those things that's never going to end, and we're going to continuously see interruptions and a lot of the Democrats, jumping in there and trying to prevent anything good from taking place.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a shame.
So tell me what's been going on with you lately.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm home I have 2 weeks off this time instead of 3. So I go back a week early to my work up on the North Slope. Haven't really accomplished much, to be honest with you. Just pretty much staying at home, doing little projects here and there. Cooked dinner tonight. That was nice. And also cleaned up.
I hear you.
But actually, not a whole lot going on. I should be writing, but I'm not doing that either. So, shame.
Randy, tell me, what do you think about putting out a channel like this right now on Facebook and YouTube and what have you?
Well, you know what? I mean, so many. They'll they will steer people away from it as much as they can, and probably even shut it down. I don't know if we get too crazy. We just have to watch our P's and Q's.
Yeah,
and I
think we ought to let it get as crazy as it wants.
Yeah, well, I could. I'm just, saying that maybe they might take revenge, but also, I guess as long as we pat some Democrats on the back, that
they're not all bad.
No, they're not. Yeah.
So when we say or we talk about Democrats, we're not talking about the bad ones. I mean, the good ones that are actually trying to do good for the United States. We're talking about the crappy ones who are literally trying to jack us all around, and change the Constitution, take away weapons, take away freedom of speech, all that kind of stuff. We're not talking about the decent ones. So I'm sure you guys know who they are that we're talking about.
Yep. I'm sure they do too.
All righty. Well, I'm just making this one a short video because I was basically introducing everybody to us and the channel. Randy J. Cole, everybody. He's going to be also helping us a lot with the moderation and also as a host on Political Analytical. And we have quite a few more hosts that we're going to be introducing. Dylan Holiday is going to be one of them. You've known Dylan from several other shows that we've had. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Dylan on here tonight to introduce him. And but it's going to be a lot of fun, everybody, and we're going to have just a blast. And you're going to have some more surprise visits from different hosts that we're going to have on here. One of them is Dean Nelson, who has been with us on several other shows as well. We're going to have Miguel Cantu, which was the director and producer of Paranormal Analytical and several of the other that we've had going, and a lot of the horror flicks. These guys, they don't really like to get into the politics too much. It kind of force their hand. So we're going to see what all they have to say, but I think they're going to keep it pretty neutral as far as that goes. Me, on the other hand, I really don't care one way or the other. So you're going to hear my real thoughts on everything. No holding back on my part. Randy, what about you? Hold back, or going to, let them have both barrels on what you feel and think?
Well, I've learned my lesson over the years here. I'll maybe one barrel, but I make a few mistakes along the way is the problem, and then I have to backtrack. I hate that.
I think we all do that, but it's just about standing by your conviction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the conviction, true, but some of that sidetrack stuff. Give you an example. Hank Williams' song "Country Boy." I got into a little dispute last night with somebody that said, "Well, I'm actually, everybody kind of made fun of him. He's a liberal type." And the group I was chatting with kind of, put him down a little bit. And I brought it. I said, hey, I'm sure when Hank wrote that, he wasn't talking about people from Northern California, which is where he's from. And unfortunately, he corrected me and he was right. And I had to say, I'm sorry. And like most liberals, he still called me an idiot and that I was stupid. And that, that's what we're going to find. I mean,
but here's the difference. Here's the difference, Randy, is you know how to say I'm sorry and admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, I do.
So many do not. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But
as a matter of fact, if my first and second wife happened to be watching, I am sorry.
He's very sorry.
It's very sorry. And it's a little late for that, but what the heck? I thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, listen, Randy, I appreciate you jumping on here, man. I know you probably had other plans and stuff, but like I said, I just jumped on here real quick just to say hi to everybody and welcome them to the channel and let them know that we're going to be on here as often as we can, talking about the latest conspiracies that are going on and what have you, talking about, what's happening overseas here, some of the other what some of the celebrities are saying and how some of them got shut down. I'm sure you've heard some of that there, Randy, as well. So that's going to be kind of cool. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different things and we're going to have fun. That's the main thing. And like I said, if you're in the audience and you got something to say, I'll shoot you a link, bring you onto the channel, and we'll all talk about what you got to say. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, neutral, or whatever the case might be, whatever you want to claim or be at that time and that time of the night or day, whenever it is that we go live, you're more than welcome on our channel, and we'd love to hear from you and see what you have, and maybe we'll throw a debate back and forth and see what's going on with your thoughts and our thoughts as well. So on behalf of myself, all the rest of the crew for Political Analytical, want to let y'all know thank you very much for subscribing and liking the page, and we're going to be going live as much as we can. Randy?
All right, sir. Sounds good. Talk to you later, Eddie. Thank you.
Take care, brother. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. We love you, and have a blessed night.
All right. Bye-bye.